President Emmerson Mnangagwa and his delegation attended the 2026 World Government Summit with a view to attract investment while entrenching its philosophy of a friend to all and enemy to none to the world. The opening session of the summit was attended by the head of state and his lieutenants and culminated into fruitful bilateral engagements that saw a number of global giants proposing to invest in Zimbabwe's energy, agriculture, tourism, and information communication technologies. The story was the same on day 2 as potential investors submitted to meet with President Mnangagwa, whose government has made it clear that Zimbabwe is open for business. United Arab Emirates and the government of Zimbabwe signed a memorandum of understanding to extend cooperation agreement to 2030. The peak of the summit was the presidential panel discussion, which had His Excellency Duma Boko of Botswana, Sierra Leone President Julius Maada Bio, and President Emmerson Mnangagwa, with American journalist Tucker Carlson being the anchor under the topic, "Is the next decade African?" During the panel discussion, President Mnangagwa reiterated that Zimbabwe is a friend to all and enemy to none.
First to you, President Mnangagwa. In as clear terms as you can, I wonder if you would contrast your experience with China versus the Western powers. Do you think that Zimbabwe and other African countries, to be totally blunt, get a better deal from Chinese investment than they have with Western powers over the past 150 years?
Well, my view is that initially, as we became independent, we had most of our development thrust was from the West. But as we evolved, we have also benefited from investment and cooperation from countries like China.
But the basic structure seems the same. Foreign powers extract mineral wealth from various African countries. But do you think that the arrangement that Zimbabwe and other countries currently have with China is better or worse for Zimbabwe than it was under, say, the Brits?
I think the premises upon which you construct your question, I don't think is perfect.
Not surprised.
Yes, Zimbabwe is a sovereign state.
Yes.
You understand? And we move on the basis that gives us the best results of our resources. Whether it is relation with the West or the East, what is primarily important is what we ourselves as Zimbabweans are satisfied with. We don't need to please the West or please the East. We please ourselves.
Good. That seems like a good model for every sovereign country.
The 2026 World Government Summit presidential panel discussion under the topic, "Is the next decade African?" broke records with at least 28 million people following the discussion outside the 6,000 delegates that attended physically. That included 40 world leaders, 400 ministers, thousands of policymakers.